Hey, what's up, guys? Coach Brandon here, and technique wad for you. So I want to try to think of something that's really applicable to maybe your current situation, because a lot of people have desk jobs and they're sitting all day, right? And so, and they say, what, I sit for 8 to 10 hours a day. What can I do? I'm like, well, hey, you have a little bit of space in your office, right? And so this is you can kind of see my little setup upstairs. I have an office that I use at home, and I have one of the balls that I sit on and I use, but then I also have, just a little chair that I use as well, kind of rotate them out depending on what I'm doing. I mostly use the ball, so I just want to go over some easy, simple things that you can do in your office. If you're throughout the day, you're tight, your hips get tight, your shoulders might get tight if we don't have good posture. So when you think about when you're sitting in your chair, right, we tend to want to slump down, right? We're here, our shoulders are forward, we're typing, doing whatever we're doing. We just have this poor posture. So obviously that's one thing we want to work on. Try to be upright, tight core, have good posture when we're sitting. You can use the back of your chair, sit back. That's another reason I really like using the ball. So I have one that also has like this nice little, looks like a tire, so it doesn't move around on you. But I love sitting on this throughout the day because it's a lot easier. I use my core more. I actually like to sit a little bit more forward. And so it makes it easy for me to have good posture when I'm sitting working on the computer. But what I want you to think about, so this is not much room right here, right? So it's not hard to get a little bit of movement in. I just want to show you a few things that I do throughout the day that you could easily do even if you have like a nice suit or nice work clothes or whatever on, to get some movement and to stretch a little bit to help you, maybe your hips and your back not hurt as much, or your shoulders. Typically, when you're forward a lot, you're going to feel it back here behind the shoulder blades, that burning, kind of that nerve sensation feel. So just a few things you can do to help that. So first off, let's just talk about general movement, okay? So if it's, what I would do is I'd set an alarm to make this consistent. So every so often throughout the day that you're working on something, right? So obviously just starting out doing some general movement because you've been sitting there for so long that you're just so tight and cramped up. So a great thing to do is open it up. These are called huggers. So we're coming here, essentially going back and forth, just hugging ourselves. Arm circles, forward and backwards, are great. Coming up, big round circles. You can actually turn your palm out when you go up, get a little bit more of a stretch. Want to go both directions on that, okay, just to get that open. So we'll do both sides, okay, forwards and backwards. Okay, that's a great thing. Really open up here. If you have something, I got a wall right here. If you have something you can put your hand on, to get a little something to stop it so you can lean forward and stretch. I'm getting a massive stretch here, so if you just imagine, put my hand against something and just push into it. I don't really want to torque my shoulder, but just pushing into it, it's going to open that chest up a little bit. Big breathing. Anytime we're doing these big stretches, we want to breathe through to try to open that area up. Relaxation. You're trying to get everything in here just to kind of relax and open back up. So both sides there. Another thing you can do, which I'll show you here on my chair. All right, here we go. So I can, hands on the chair, leaning through. So I'm trying to get a really good stretch in those lats. As I do this, again, don't arch my back, keep my core nice and tight, but just lean through. You might feel it in those triceps as well. Again, we're just trying to open up. If you think we've been in this seated, just tight position right here, possibly here, and we're just trying to open back up, get some blood flow, feeling good, moving, stretching. So another one, like I said, you can also use the back of the chair. A little higher, a little easier. Okay. Next, all right, so we've kind of tackled the upper a little bit. I got another one here I do want to show you. The hands behind the back, you can grab together, really pressing down. This is a great one for your tight, if you got tight chest, shoulders area, you're just going to press down, okay? Now, if this is a good stretch, we're going to stay here. If you can do more, you're going to push out. Obviously, I'm tight here. Need to warm up those, loosen up those chest area, but I'm going to come here, I'm going to go back, really try to open that area up, okay? So, okay, that's some good ones for the upper body. There's tons more you can do. I mean, coming behind your head, pressing down, same thing going up, grabbing, pulling across, turn your head, you're going to get this whole neck area. So tons of stretches you can do, just any type of movement is going to be great. So now let's talk about lower body wise. Now, I'm trying to think if I have some nice clothes on. I may not want to get on the floor, okay, but I can kind of go almost in a lunge position. Now, just kind of sinking in here, squeezing my butt, pulling my hips through. I'm gonna feel a nice hip flexor stretch here. Now, I can just sit here to keep my core tight. Another good thing I can add to this stretch is whichever leg is back, taking that opposite arm over here, and I can use my leg to kind of hold me. Now I'm gonna get a nice psoas side stretch here. Also hold on to the desk or the table. This is one of my favorites. This is a great one to do when you've really been setting and those hips get real tight. So obviously doing that on both sides, okay? Holding on to something if you need it. Coming up here, get that quad stretch again. Pull the hips through, tight core, really pull back. You should feel a nice stretch here, possibly that hip as well, okay? This is another great one, just to get some movement in. Remember to do both sides. Now this one, guys or ladies, you got some really tight pants, you might have to be careful on this one. But going kind of a wide sumo almost stance, and we're going side to side. Just feeling a little bit of adductor stretch in here. Again, the goal here is just to get some movement, right? Just back and forth. Another easy one, right? Keeping the core tight. We're just gonna reach down, see if I can touch those toes, okay? Feel a nice hamstring stretch. Again, movement, movement, movement. That's our goal here, right? We've been sitting all day, we just wanna move. So this video has been 6 minutes. Literally you can take and do 2-3 minutes at a time. You can do 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Imagine doing that 3 or 4 times a day. You're gonna feel much better. Your body is not gonna be as tight. It's like you're lubing everything up to make you feel better. So last thing I do wanna go over, when you even know you only have this much room, some nice simple, we went over air squats last time. Air squats to get that movement going. You know, if you, upper body wise, if you got a wall, so I got some cabinets right here, but we can kind of do some wall push-ups. You know, you're just trying to get everything moving. So if you are somewhere where, let's just say, you're so busy with work and family time that you just don't feel like you have that time for activity to work out or do that type of thing. If you can imagine, well, what if I could at work maybe stretch for 2 minutes and then do another 2 to 3 minutes of movement, right? It could be as simple as, air squatting down to the chair, right? If I can't get that low, right? Air squats, possible some lunges, maybe not going all the way down so I don't get my pants dirty around my knees. Both sides, right? Just a little bit of movement, okay? The wall push-ups, right? Another great one. Easy for those arms. Be careful, don't fall here. But putting your arms on your chair, we're gonna do some tricep dips, just coming down, trying to focus on more arms than legs, okay? So be careful, don't tip your chair over because that would be funny. If you do, please record it so we can all see it. But listen, just movement in general is going to be great for you, especially if your goal is to lose weight, trim up, tone, right? The more movement, the better. So if you are crazy busy, why not take a few minutes? If you're able to at work, take a few minutes break, especially if you have your own office because nobody's going to see you. But even if they do, who cares? You're working on being more healthy, being more fit for you. So just like a quick recap, couple minutes a day, 3-4 times a day. If you can move, get up and move, get out of the chair. Think about good posture in the chair. Constant, upper body, lower body. Trying to get some of that psoas open back up, that muscle here. It connects from your hips to your back. It gets real tight when you're sitting. Simple things like that. You'll be amazed at how much of a difference that make. Especially by the end of the day, when I know my low back flares up if I sit too much. So just those few minutes of stretching just makes such a big deal for me. I know it's going to help you. So technique-wise today was just about, hey, what can I do when I'm sitting all day, working this 8 to 10 hour plus job, and everything gets tight, and I want to feel good when I leave work and not just feel so achy. So, all right, work on that. Let me know how it goes. Everybody have a great day.